Hello everyone. Before we start today's video, if you could all do me a solid and lightly tap the like button, perhaps share the video about and leave a comment. If you are not subscribed, subscribe as well. It would greatly help this channel. Thank you very much. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of Where Are They Now? Today we're going to be taking a look at a creator that I have covered once before because I was genuinely confused as to what on earth was going on. But the one thing that really stood out about them was their utterly contrarian and magnanimous attitude, which came across as condescending at the best of times. Reasons to not defend oneself because they are above it. It was quite strange, but I'm not entirely sure who is running the channel because I'm getting really confused. I have been confused for a while. This just tipped me over the edge. I am of course speaking of the creator, the channel anyway, Gawlik Bread. One of those who was within Gawl World, or Hater Nation, whichever name it is now, I couldn't care less. They were quite unique in the sense that their videos were much shorter, more concise, less clips, more about points. But then they got embroiled in controversies, and those controversies spiraled out of control and essentially ruined any credibility the channel Gawlik Bread had. I am now going to play a clip from my video explaining what got them into hot water and what happened next, before we talk about other aspects that are important and what has happened since. So because of a rumored love triangle relationship degrading, I had to ask Twitter what had happened. According to Nobody Nowhere, Gawlik Bread was engaged to Just Breezin. Then he was also dating Jessica Messica, but he forgot to tell Just Breezin that she was no longer his fiancée. Jessica Messica found out about Just Breezing and outed Gawlik. Gawlik then said he was dating another girl called Christina Latina. Christina the Latina was in my Twitch chats a few times, even gifted a few subs. But then there's another issue, and that is, apparently, Gawlik Bread was discovered to have been catfishing Gawl World for years as Christina the Latina, whom he also recently claimed to be dating IRL to calm breezy Jessica Hugh drama. Underneath, this and Christina came in a Discord for the Gawls, mostly Chantel, and came in telling us she was doing him. Some believe that Gawlik Bread is just as bad as Nada El Shami, and that they wouldn't be surprised if the two had been in contact behind the scenes. Didn't Nada do a live stream saying Christina the Latina was going to be on the show? Profile pictures used by the account Christina the Latina are of somebody else. Is it either in Albania, who is also married, or somebody with an OnlyFans that might be Albanian and also married? Somebody else pointed out that because of what has happened since, Gawlik Bread, the user, has gone back to their NFL channel. Now in the case of Just Breezing, Jessica Massacre and Gawlik Bread, people have put out screenshots and receipts on their channels. They put out receipts because they really wanted everyone to understand just how crappy a person Gawlik Bread is. Gawlik Bread's response to this was, I don't have to do shit and I'm not going to show you anything. The problem with that is, you're a part or we're a part of a community that hyper-focuses on every tiny detail. The issue now is, you believe yourself above that, or believed yourself above that. But then we have to address the fact that catfishing was something Gawlik Bread had said in a video as being what had transpired. Now I do need to give a little bit of background information. Christina the Latina has existed for quite some time within this Hater Nation area, is well known for being, as others have put it, all over the place. As in, if you're on multiple platforms, they are also on multiple platforms. All the content from the Gawlik Bread channel is gone, privated, but thankfully through other people, we have a clip of this response to being outed for being a really shitty person, courtesy of Zachary Michael.
Alright, let me start by saying, anyone I hurt, Jennifer or Jessica, I'm sorry. I really am. And it was never my intention. It's not the person that I am, and I'm not here to make excuses because there are none. The reality is I was speaking to Jennifer for months. During that time, people reached out to me and I made mistakes. And rather than talk to Jennifer about issues that we had, I confided in others, and that was the wrong thing to do. Ultimately, whether the people I was speaking with had my best interest in mind does not matter. The reality is it was my fault for even having those discussions. So today is clearly a really bad day in reflection. As most of you probably will learn, known I was catfished. And again, that comes back to being my fault. Now, if that person wants to step forward and own the issue, then they can. If they don't, you have no reason to take my word for it. And again, that blame lays on me. So, one thing I have to learn to take from this is I cannot be a trusting person. I cannot assume everyone is who they say they are, and I cannot lead people on. So, in closing, you can feel however you want about me. I do want to say two things, though. I think this community has a real issue with people's private information. Where people live, people's children, soliciting photos from people only to try to use them. I think it starts with the people that Foodie brings into her life, and I think it ends with no one.
So there are two main points concerning that clip. The first is you claim to be catfished. Now there are community posts where Christina the Latina is supposedly in control of your account. I don't know what to make of this. The second is the problem with the community. The thing is, you injected yourself into the community and acted as if you were above it. Eventually, when people took the liberty of looking at you, they realized you were not the person you claimed to be. That's quite a strange way of handling things. Then again, I'm not the person who humble bragged about Life by Jen when she passed away, which was enough of a reason for you to come back and make one little video.
So, if you didn't realize, all my videos are privated. And in reality, I'm glad that the Life by Jen videos got swept into that. And I will let you know right here and right now, those videos will never be made available again. I wasn't aware until today that we had lost Life by Jen. And it's mixed emotions because, this is a person that I obviously made a lot of videos about, probably some of the most popular Life by Jen videos on the platform.
When someone is well and truly cocked up, they have a number of ways of handling it, as you have already found out so far. On social media, the Twitter account Ryan Moody @ShutdownSafety originally had tweets protected, but now it doesn't exist. The same applies to Christina Latina on Twitter. Garlic Bread had put out a community post, which I also showed you earlier, saying, "Just a quick note from Christina and myself," which is strange from the offset, of course. If you're catfished, this is a weird one. Christina has been amazing. She has taught me so much about being patient, and understanding a different opinion. She also encouraged me strongly to not delete the channel and the importance of owning what took place. You also put out a community post because others had reached out to you on the Ryan Moody 21 account. Just wanted to make a post. I know a few of you have been reaching out to me privately. One of my flaws has been telling people I'm okay when I'm actually not. Blah 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 blah. I'm starting to understand why for a channel your size you're hemorrhaging subs, and you probably will for a lot longer because, well, there's no coming back from this one, is there? I would also like to add one other detail of interest. You indicated in a community post that you and Christina were taking 2 weeks away, yet on the Ryan Moody 21 YouTube channel, you're uploading every single day. So what I want to do now is go through what happened after the Life by Jen in memoriam video put out by Garlic Bread. Because the next video is titled, "Foodie Beauty won't be on YouTube much after new source of income." But this one is different. It isn't Ryan Moody presenting.
All right, y'all, so let's get into this. Y'all heard the community post, right? So after reading it, I basically just had two takeaways from it. Two things she said. The first being, I will not be on YouTube as much. And the second being, I have other new sources of making a living now. Now check this out. In the off chance that she stumbles across this video and hears this, Chantel, Foodie Beauty, ma'am, Miss Ma'am, what are you doing?
I figured I'd leave the dead air in because I wanted you to understand just how awkward this is. Who is that, you wonder? Even though it was on the little fair use cue card. Well, for that, we're going to go to a clip from a stream. A clip taken, thankfully, by Barbecue Chicken because I think the stream is no longer on YouTube. Oh, by the way, on that video, and all subsequent videos by Garlic Bread, comments turned off.
What an interesting turn of events.
Well, I'm clearly Garlic Bread here.
I am also Garlic Bread here. Everyone can be Garlic Bread.
Christina, I just want you to know that you've actually touched a lot of people in this really catty community, if you will. And there's a lot of people that are worried about you. So you guys came to me. Well, not you guys. Christina came to me. And then I was very surprised when I had our special guest here.
I think when I look at what's happened, I would have never imagined things could play out this way. But I also know that, the reality is it's not an interesting story to say, somebody exited a long distance relationship and went into another relationship. That's boring. That happens all the time. What is, though, really entertaining is to fabricate that two people are the same person and someone's dating themselves, and to create all these alternate reasons why this could happen.
This is going to sound a little strange, but it was Gorlick Bread Ryan Moody, so Gorlick Bread number 1, that said they were catfished, which is where the entire idea came from. What a strange way of making your triumphant return to the online sphere, and in doing so, further delegitimizing any opinions you have by continuing to obsess over Chantel. Well, I say you, both of you, because both of you have uploaded content to the Gorlick Bread channel. And what I want to do now is play another clip from another one of your absolutely stellar videos, demonstrating your amazing insight into the world that is Chantel, because you've made a return around the time she was going to Q8, and once she arrived in Q8, rarely touching on Amber. At time of recording, you'd only done one concerning a TikTok ban for trolling herself.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Let's not waste any time. Let's get into this. Chantel went from being so very happy and on cloud 999 to a legit toddler rampage. And let's be real, Chantel, you have about 20 years worth of content that reaction channels will be able to react to, so you're not hurting anyone but yourself, and reaction commentary channels will go on with or without you.
I did cut out a fair bit of nonsense, but the point there still stands on its own. It is not cherry-picked. There is a point to what Chantel has said, but also to what Christina has said. Where I think this will go is, if Chantel's gone, a fair few channels that have built their entire catalogue of content on her will have to get creative fast or find another outlet or another lolcow that could reap in that benefit that they have had for a while. I guess what's a shame with Chantel is she doesn't understand the concept of quid pro quo, where they all benefit from each other anyway. Now that's the last video of Christina. The next one I want to show you though is another one of those rather speculative, poor taste videos, because it's another Life by Jen video, this time courtesy of Gorlick Bread number 1, aka Ryan.
Wanted to give you some commentary and an interesting observation over with Life by Jen's channel. Now, next week will mark 2 months since we've lost Jennifer Gwenan, and her last video has gotten quite a bit of views, which means to many of us it's shown up in our recommended video feeds. A lot of people have analyzed the video. There's some unfortunate foreshadowing that occurs within the video, but ultimately we had always been left with the impression, should anything happen to her, someone would acknowledge to YouTube that it took place, and we always, at least I did, assume that would be through her channel, Gene perhaps, but ultimately as of today, that has yet to happen.
Do forgive my ignorance here, but I don't entirely understand what the point is. But as I know you've got more points to make, I'm going to let those play out.
The video itself was flooded with very rude comments, very disparaging comments, which, to be fair, I can't fully understand. Knowing the person was never going to see them, why someone on the internet felt compelled to leave comments to that ilk.
I might have forgotten you're a bit ignorant to how the internet works. Certainly when it comes to criticism, critique, parody, you don't really get it. In this instance, it's something else. Many people on the internet do not obey Rule 0, i.e., don't be a dick. They are always going to be a dick. You'd know this because of the content you made about Life by Jen on a regular anyway. A lot of it was petty.
About a week and a half ago, the comments were all removed from her channel. Now, clearly this isn't something she would have done, and many of us know that she had people within the community that were helping her financially and perhaps would have left the monetization to them should anything have happened. But it's odd to me that all of a sudden the comments went away and then someone started to go in and randomly like the comments. So it's almost like two different things are happening.
No, it's one. Somebody who is going through the grieving process would have left the comments for the time being because the YouTube channel was hardly a priority, which means then once they had finished grieving, although grieving never really ends, I speak from experience on that, they will undoubtedly have gone and seen the comments, seen some supportive and shown them some love as a mark of respect, but then noticing the vast number of negative comments, removed the comments. It's not rocket science. Overcomplicating and over-sensationalizing something that is quite rudimentary. I'm starting to understand why more and more people are questioning why you're back when you make asinine points like these.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back. A foodie beauty update, and I've tried to turn the comments back on, but I can't figure it out. So hopefully they're back. If not, they will be.
It wasn't until the 5th video of this triumphant return that the comment sections were brought back, but all previous videos, the comments are still turned off, which is 5 videos. 2 of which do in fact include the Life by Jen videos, and I know why. They're in poor taste. you'd be flayed. Something I've noticed concerning the Gorlick Bread channel is views are starting to come back. There is no denying that. But the views are only there because of who it is being spoken of, i.e. Chantel, exclusively Chantel. And with all these extra views, you'd think perhaps the channel would have an increase in fortunes. But at time of recording, according to Social Blade, that is not the answer. In fact, they are still losing subscribers in the middle of November. It is possible things have turned around between now and December, but I don't think that is likely, and that's because you're making videos in a sphere of YouTube where you are no longer respected. So they are not going to reference you, they're not going to recommend you. YouTube might in the algorithm itself, it's always possible. But in reality, while you might want to remain aloof as a creator, networking is vital to growing. You know this from your other channel. But if memory serves, you were also fairly disliked over there as well. A channel which you still to this day use on a regular basis, which I'm impressed with. Attrition, one can respect that. Now I'm going to show one more video, just one, a diversifying as it were. The first video you've done since coming back to YouTube on the Gorlick Bread channel concerning Amberlynn Reid.
Amberlynn Reid content. And you know what? Aside from doing sports commentary, I can't ever recall a time I had to go back and preface a video because something had changed. But today is going to be that day.
There's a fair bit he adds to this, so I'm going to shorten it down for you. Basically, he'd already made a video discussing something with Amberlynn Reid and TikTok, and as he was probably about to upload it, and so instead he had to add what I call a future Meg to it. Because Amberlynn Reid got yeeted off TikTok for being Amberlynn Reid and trying to troll, but TOS on TikTok is quite sensitive, as are the users of TikTok, who are known to flag you on a whim. Turns out, unlike YouTube, you'll be flagged into oblivion and you'll lose your account, which is exactly what happened to Amberlynn Reid, because over there they will actually remove her. I guess the key difference is, unlike YouTube, she wouldn't be able to get around making alternate accounts over and over and over and over and over again, because they will just keep going for her at that point. Whereas on TikTok, you can just do it all the time and you're fine. See, what I did there was save you 5 minutes and 13 seconds of your time, rather than have conspiratorial interpretations of the events. Just instead focus on the fact Amber got yeeted. Now I know I'm known for prattling on, I fully get it. But his videos are shorter, and he still prattles. And I still do not understand why you're back to making content on the goals when you yourself admit you're a sports commentary person. And especially because literally no one respects you from over there in that community. But I guess if you keep plugging, keep working at it, keep improving, you never know. Maybe you'll be respected again, somewhere. Hello everyone, Future Meg here. In the time that I made this video to when I was going to intend to render it, Ryan Moody, aka Gorlick Bread, made a video titled The Truth. It is quite lengthy and no, I'm not going to play it. I took the liberty of watching it. It concerned more back and forths with himself and his ex, Just Breezin. In that, he does not take accountability for the multiple times he has been caught out gaslighting her to Kingdom Come, while also crying victim because she kept messaging him when he asked her to stop, because apparently the ability to block was out of the question. It's ironic really that you speak about Foodie Beauty and she obsessively messaged Nada all the time. You seem to be mimicking your senpai in this. That's not to say Just Breezing is totally innocent. The obsessiveness does not make her look good. In fact, the whole situation makes neither of them look very good at all. But this video is not called Where Are They Now Just Breezing. It's called Where Are They Now Gorlick Bread. He had every out presented to him, and he does not look good even with the screenshots of all the receipts that he has and is willing to show us. Why? Because he believes he is showing the second side, the alternate side to this entire argument. No, you're not. You're framing an argument a certain way to make it seem like it is the complete opposite of how Just Breezing has portrayed it. Gorlick Bread and Poisoning the Well, two words that seem quite appropriate for each other. A fascinating little detail to add, he is claiming that she continued to, up to the point of video, message him. Actually, she hadn't made any kind of reference to him for multiple months, and only alluded to him in a video once, recently. A tiny reference. Your receipts are biased and frame an argument a certain way. Oh, but it's the other side, which means real victims need to understand what I think. I don't think anyone believes you. You got over 600 comments on this, which is 500 more than you would get on any other video. Do I need to go through those now? Because no one believes you or is buying what you're selling.